We're looking at the wellness aspect, lifestyle with cigar lounges, ladies' libraries, everything branded, furnished, that ceiling height. How is it that you're managing to deliver all of this at this price point? What is the magic here?
We've learned from the best. After working for a company like Emaar for over 7 years, if you're not able to create value, then we shouldn't be doing this.
I'm sure you had access to information which is not commonly available. So how ready do you think we as a city are on that front? What do you think in the next 5 years are going to be the trends?
In my opinion and all the research, this particular segment is not going to slow down. Everybody wants to invest and move to Dubai. That gives me a lot of confidence.
Do you see sustainability also play a major role in the future?
The growth of AI in terms of security systems, parking, everything can be controlled by AI, and I believe in the next 4 to 5 years,
Hello and welcome to Experience Realty. My name is Tarun. Today's episode is nothing short of a magnum opus in the real estate box office. Intrigued? Well, because this very episode is your gateway to an elevated lifestyle, long-term value creation, the true hallmarks of a life well lived. Sounds too good to be true? Well, stay tuned and see all of it unfold before your own eyes. Now, we've been receiving an overwhelming response from our audience and clients that we somehow do not cover projects which are under $1 million and we do not endorse such properties. Well, we've been doing a thorough due diligence research and analysis of the market, and I have a news for you in the form of a project which we believe will be the catalyst of abundance in your life. Now, this project represents a rare convergence of location, lifestyle, and value. And it does not end here, because this very project is backed by someone who is a doyen of the Dubai real estate market, the same hands behind some of the most iconic developments this city has ever seen and will see. I'm talking about projects like the Oasis, Grand Polo Club and Resorts, and Address Sabil, to name a few. Now, I can continue to wax lyrical about our guest today, but ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, let me welcome Mr. Santosh Punuru.
thank you so much, Tarun, and really humbled by the introduction. And thank you for having me here today.
Sir, it's our pleasure to have you on this show with us. And I cannot do justice to introduce you. So why don't you just tell us or take us through your journey? How is it that you have reached this level and where did you start from? So if you could just briefly take us through your journey.
Yeah, sure. So probably it was a decade ago when I decided to come into real estate right out of my management institute. I joined an Indian company called Lodha Group. Okay. I was with them for 3 years. I was blessed. They put me in a multifunctional role.
Okay.
So I spent 1 year each in different roles. I got the luxury to travel to different countries.
All right.
I spent a year in China, 1 year in India, and 1 year in Dubai doing sales. And that is when I got the opportunity to move to Emaar. Interviewed with them. They had a role open for sales manager. I got lucky. I joined Emaar in 2018. Joined as a sales manager. I was initially taking care of the Dubai Mall stand. I had a team of 7 people. And slowly by the years, thankfully, the city has also seen a lot of growth.
100%.
Emaar is a fantastic company. Would have never gotten a platform like that. And I got the opportunity to become the head of sales in 2023. And I was very humbled by the opportunity and God's grace. And with a lot of good things happening in the market, spent as head of sales of Emaar for over 2.5 years. Sold over 135 billion dirhams.
That's a lot of money.
The market was gracious. Emaar is again a very great company. I'm thankful to them. And after that, yes, after heading sales for one of the largest companies in the Middle East, we thought what to do next. And I thought the natural progression would be to obviously do some very nice and boutique developments.
Okay.
And that is where I am today.
And I'm sure with the, new and all the know-how that you've gathered over the years in the different roles that you have been into, you will do justice to this. Now, I have a question actually. My question is that how has the transition been for you? I mean, being at the helm of driving sales for the fastest growing brand in the realm of real estate in the form of MR, to donning the garb of a developer yourself, what is it that you see has been the biggest challenge in doing this, and that was a learning for you as well at this stage?
See, for me, while I was in Emaar, Emaar is a giant, a well-oiled machine over 3 decades. The company is doing billions, and I was heading sales. So the transition from sales to the entire development cycle was difficult. So it took me almost 6 months to understand each process. I'm again blessed with having amazing souls around me. A lot of my friends are into development business, so we all joined hands and we looked at what can we do which is not being done in the market. There's so many new developers in the market, but how do we differentiate ourselves? And to understand that, to understand where the market need is, how can we differentiate? We did a lot of learning in the last 6 months.
Okay.
And in my opinion, the biggest challenge is to understand how do we create something unique and give or generate value to the customer. So we all decided that whatever we embark on, we're only going to do purpose built and value housing, so that whatever we deliver, it has to create value.
Okay.
And in my opinion, in the last 6 months, our pursuit to actually understanding how do we create this value in this high cost environment has been the biggest challenge.
Okay, great. So I think even after MR, the learning curve is like just going from strength to strength, yes?
Absolutely.
Okay, so on that note, I know it might sound cliched, banal, and hackneyed. Location, location, location. In real estate, this one aspect is of primal importance. So, how did you come about zeroing on this location of Arjan for your upcoming development?
Very good question.
Yeah, I mean, I want to understand this because I think the audience also wants to know, like, what was the logic and the reason behind choosing this very location?
I think if you've seen the growth of Dubai in the last 5 years, there's been a lot of emphasis on Dubai South.
Yes,
The growth of the city is towards the south.
100%.
And if you look at the geographical map of Dubai, the center of Dubai falls around Dubai Hills Estate,
Yes.
Arjan area, and but naturally it is becoming the new epicenter of Dubai. Now I have to mention this because our leadership is so thoughtful and so proactive that they are creating different epicenters in Dubai. Now,
Yes.
every epicenter, and by the way, this is not the case with other metropolitans because typically most of the cities are radial in nature. So they have a center, and then the prices keep dropping as you go out. It's the same case with New York or Bombay, being South Bombay, the
Yes.
cost-based. But in Dubai, the luxury of being a young city, the leadership has created multiple epicenters.
True.
Every epicenter has the potential of reaching your 2,500 to 3,000 dirham per square foot.
Okay.
Now, if you look at the growth of the city towards the south, I firmly believe even the ability of the city is to reach 3,000 dirham per square foot all the way to Dubai South.
Oh, wow.
So when you look at the map in that sense, the center, which is the true geographical center of Dubai, Arjan, the potential is much more. And we wanted to choose a location where the infrastructure is ready.
Okay.
There are schools,
Yes.
hospitals, parks, and that is where we wanted to be for the first project.
And the metro is coming.
And the metro is coming as well.
So I was counting actually, there are 6 schools in Arjan itself. And if I count the broader area, like a drive of 10 to 15 minutes, you have another 10 schools.
Yes.
And with the metro coming, with the hospital, with the parks, I think this pretty much encompasses everything that a family would want. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. If you look at, what would a family want, starting from a morning jog to having accessibility to schools,
Yes.
and accessibility to malls within 5 minutes, commercial towers so that, your offices are not far off. And, we often don't talk about hospitals because it's more of a need and a necessity to have. The project in Arjan is 2 minutes walking distance to a hospital. It's a luxury which we need, and we often don't talk about it. And this kind of infrastructure, especially, makes this location and the location of the plot very special.
And I think you've summed it up very nicely. We also do a lot of research in our Experience Academy. And when we interview or survey our audience, 86% of them, they reverted to us that they would like to invest in Dubai in a property which is in close proximity to a hospital or a healthcare center. So it very much validates your thought process as well. Now, having understood the importance of location of Arjan, we also would want you to shed some light on what is the concept of the development or the project, Arthouse Hills.
So the concept hemmed from, again, as I told, we wanted to get the value.
Okay.
So it's the first time we are getting a branded residence in Arjan. And a location like Arjan deserves branded residences because branded residences differentiate themselves with other residential towers in terms of rentability and appreciation. And we saw there's a clear gap. So we partnered with a New York brand. It's a 4-star branded residence. And then we again saw there is a lot of emphasis on wellness. Today, everybody wants to eat healthy, live healthy. And this concept is, yes, it is there in few master plans, but individual towers wellness is not a concept people are focusing.
Absolutely.
So we really dwell deep into how can we get the wellness concept in a tower. There are areas like sound healing.
Yes.
That is something very new to the market. The plot is very close to Miracle Garden and it is very green. So we thought, why don't we create a mini forest trail on the podium?
Nice.
Having a wellness bar. All of these, a meditation garden, a Zen garden, a Japanese corner, we can give all of this. When somebody just goes to their home, they want to feel like they are in this serene environment. So there's a lot of emphasis on wellness. And not only that, if you look at how do we make the livability special? When you walk into your home, you really want to get that expansive feel. What I saw in the last few years is houses are getting smaller and smaller.
Yes.
And the ceiling heights are again getting smaller and smaller.
True.
Because you can build more floors at lesser cost.
Absolutely.
But again, that is not a place where I would want to go to. So we saw these gaps, and this particular tower, when we designed it, we addressed all of these things.
Nice. I mean, again, as a concept, I think it couldn't have been better because when we look at the wellness economy, which is the fastest growing economy in the one of the fastest growing economies in the world, you're looking at in 2023 around $6.3 trillion, and set to explode to $9 trillion by 2029. You are looking at a segment where demand is just going through the roof. And within the wellness economy, wellness real estate is the fastest growing segment.
Yeah.
So you have chosen, I would say, absolutely amazingly that the wellness is the, cornerstone of the development that you're looking at. The other aspect is the branded residences. Now, we've been hearing all sorts of monikers for Dubai as a city, that it is the branded residence capital of the world. The amount of branded residences that are gracing and the amount that are in the pipeline. What do you think as a branded residence in an area like Arjan, what kind of value creation will this project provide for people who invest in it and homeowners who are actually buying a house which they'll call an address for a long, long time to come? So can you tell us what is it that will be the value creation here from the brand aspect?
Yeah, sure. So if you look at a brand, what does a brand bring to the table? Brand has legacy. They have their design guidelines. They want to get the touch and feel of, the hospitality brand they have to the residential towers.
Okay.
They don't compromise on amenities.
True.
And there's some very strict guidelines every brand brings onto the table. So, but naturally, when we get a brand on board, we take all of these aspects into the residential tower. So when you are walking into your home, you when in the drop off zone, when you get to the drop off zone and walk into the lobby, you get the sense of royalty, you get the sense of luxury.
Yes.
You know, we always say we say a lot of things about luxury, but this is what luxury is about. When you get dropped off, those 10 seconds of walk in the lobby, your elevated experience, your lobby experience, the way your homes are designed from inside, the way your amenities are designed, this is the sense of luxury which a brand brings in. And that is what we've done in the project. We wanted to get that luxury
Okay.
to an area like Arjan in a price point which is so good.
Unbelievable. We'll come to that.
Yeah.
So, what I was actually wanting to know as well was what was the level of involvement of the brand, in getting this project to the stage where it is? So, were they heavily involved? Because hospitality and non-hospitality brands, the kind of value creation that can be there, they're poles apart. In the case of hospitality brands, you have the legacy of service which is continuous even after the handover has happened. Well, I feel that the non-hospitality branded residences, they are just there for marketing, because the brand experience ends the moment the handover is done. So what do you think in terms of brand value this property can have, and given the kind of growth branded residences have had in Dubai? I mean, we've seen an 1100% increase in sales volume, around 1400% increase in sales values, and price per square foot has just gone through the roof for branded residences. So do you predict a similar kind of robust growth in Arjan with Arthouse?
No, absolutely. I think the growth of branded residences is real. And if you look at all the deliveries which happened last couple of years, they are a proof of it. And in this particular project, the brand is heavily involved in the design aspects. Everything has been strictly followed as per the design guidelines.
Okay.
Now, we're also very aware of the fact that we also want to maintain low service charges.
Yeah.
So we had to negotiate with the brand for everything till the handover. But post handover, we want to keep services light on the residents. So we have all the aspects, the luxury which Art House brings to a residence. But in terms of services, we made a call that we wouldn't want to give it to the hospitality brand, because the service charges have to be affordable to ensure that you have higher rentability, rental yield, and capital appreciation. So that was a conscious choice we made. So the brand is very much involved all the way till handover.
At Experience, we are big proponents of livability, because we feel that livability plays a very important part in driving your end use experience and also in terms of value creation. So, what is it that Art House is bringing on board in terms of design, okay, layouts, and amenities?
So let me split this question into two halves.
Yes, this is a big one, I know.
In my opinion, livability is you can split into two ways. What do you have inside your apartment,
Yes,
and what amenities do you have?
absolutely.
We did a lot of thought process on how can we make this special. If you know, majority of the developers today, they give a ceiling height up to 3 to 3.2 meters.
Okay.
We decided that we'll give 3.6 meters. Ultra luxury projects in Dubai are probably at 3.5, 3.6.
Absolutely.
The reason why we did that is because this is something which will make a big difference in livability inside the apartment. And Dubai market has grown in price per square foot. And if you look at majority of the launches, the sizes are becoming smaller and
Smaller, contracting.
the biggest feedback we got, in the last 6 months was a one bedroom with one washroom is not a feasible layout.
So, what do you have for us?
We have all ensuite.
Oh, wow.
We have all ensuite bedrooms, even in the one and the two beds.
Nice.
Even a one bedroom customer, when he invites guests over his place, they need to use a powder washroom, and that is why all of our one beds are 1.5 washrooms. All of the two beds are 2.5 washrooms. In the one bedroom, we made a 6.5 meter wide living room.
A sizable living room.
Absolutely. If you look at, that is what helps in livability. I cannot make a one bedroom in 500 square foot. you have to ensure that you have enough space, because for an end user or even for a person who is living on rent, space is important. And over time, in the last 2 to 3 years, we've seen size getting smaller and smaller.
Yes.
So we made a conscious call to make lavish layouts.
Okay.
Our one bedroom is 850 square foot, which is typically there are
Very nice. I barely see these sizes in the market nowadays.
there are developers making two bedrooms in 850 square
850
foot.
square foot,
Our
absolutely.
two bedrooms are average 1250 square foot.
Again, that's a fairly generous size.
So we wanted to make lavish sizes, give higher ceiling height so that everything inside the unit is perfect.
Okay.
And to address to the investors who are investing in the project, we wanted to ensure that they just get their suitcases in or they just rent out in a perfect way. So we're
Okay.
giving all the units furnished.
So it's fully furnished.
It's fully furnished.
Wow.
Now, this is a part inside the apartment. Now, then we did a lot of thinking around how do we make the amenity special. Every building in Dubai has a gym and a pool, like literally every building. How do we differentiate ourselves? So we saw that in luxury towers, a rooftop infinity pool really adds value.
It's a prerequisite, let's just say it like that.
Absolutely. So we thought, and I've studied some luxury projects across the world, and I've seen that there are few aspects which really make towers luxury. So we divided the amenities into two floors. The level one amenity floor, we made it into more family oriented, wellness oriented. And the rooftop amenity floor, we kept it mostly into adults. And we have a cigar lounge. We added a cigar lounge on the rooftop area. We have the gym and the rooftop. So the gym is looking over to a Zen garden. Now imagine, like, so it is so many elements which you can add to make it luxurious. So you are inside the gym on your treadmill and you're looking at a Zen garden.
It's the biggest motivation you can have, you know.
Yeah, and you're in your cigar lounge and you're looking at a beautiful Japanese sakura gardens. You have your pink trees. So we just wanted to make it special. So as a rooftop pool, along with the gym and a cigar lounge on the rooftop, along with the cold bath facilities. When you come to the first floor amenities, we wanted to add. Why should we just make a cigar lounge? So luxury hotels have the concept of a ladies' library.
Ladies' library.
This is a century-old tradition where you can host your tea parties. So we made a ladies' library
Nice.
attached to the wellness side of the amenities, opening onto this beautiful sound healing area. Because of the number of schools in Arjan, there are a lot of families who will live there with kids. So we ensured we make indoor kids play area and
Outdoor as well. Nice. So, okay, I totally get it. And all of this resonates with me, and I'm sure it resonates with our audience as well. You actually did not mention much about the design aspect of the tower itself.
Yeah.
So, what is it that we're looking at when it comes to the design aspect of the tower? Is it going to bring something unique which is not seen in Arjan?
When we designed the tower, we wanted to ensure that when this tower gets delivered, there should be the most beautiful tower aesthetically in that area.
Okay.
So we made a full glass building. We with glass balconies
Okay.
to accentuate the views of the residents from inside. And also for somebody who's looking at the building itself, you're looking at a full glass glazed building with glass balconies, is going to completely stand out. And again, all of this adds to the value. And when the tower is ready and when you look at everything around, this is just standing out. And so, yeah, thank you for asking that question.
Yeah, because it's important.
Yeah,
you know, like,
absolutely.
Because you have a lot of development coming up in Arjan. So, this is a way for you to stand out as well.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is spot on, splendid. Now, I am stuck on that word furnished, okay? And usually in this Arjan area, we don't see developers give furnished apartments. So what is it that is so unique about the furniture and everything else that you're giving in this apartment?
So when we designed the interiors of the project, we've designed the kitchens in a way, and we've sought everything with the furniture.
Okay.
That particular render, when we are going to release to the market, customers are going to expect the house to come like that.
Okay.
And we wanted to ensure that we give exactly what we show. A lot of times what happens is when you show something and the furniture is not there, on the handover it looks quite bland and plain.
True.
But to ensure that the customers get the feel of what they've seen, because this project for me and for my partners is very important because we want to deliver the best quality and the best possible interiors in the unit.
Okay.
And hence we are going ahead with giving the full furniture package inside the unit, and we want to match it with the renders we show to the market. So what you see is what you get in this project.
Okay, perfect. Now, everything sounds great. All of this must carry a hefty price tag because we're talking about branded residence, one to start with. We're talking about, all the amenities that you've mentioned. And, I am bold with whatever we've spoken about until now. So, what is the pricing strategy that you have here? What is the payment plan? And since it's branded, what is the kind of service charges we are looking at?
This again, like I'll go back to a few questions.
Yes.
And when you asked me, what are you up to now? And I said, we're gonna only build value bringing homes and purpose built homes.
Okay.
All of these amenities, if you're charging say 2,500, 3,000 dirham per square foot,
Yeah, that's a bit.
I think the price point for that basically is the price point today in the market. There is no value for the customers. So what we wanted to do is to create a segment which I call it the affordable luxury segment.
Okay.
Affordable luxury in the next few years is going to take off, where you would have to get the elements of the luxury in the affordable price points. And if you look at even Dubai, there is a massive need of homes under 2 million. Majority of the homes which are being launched or delivered are above 2.53 million. And today, over probably 90% of the residents, 90% of the expat residents, they don't own a home.
Yes.
You have to make real estate accessible. At the same time, not cut down on the luxury. And that is where our ethos is. We want to make homes in the affordable luxury segment, get the luxury with our experience, what we have,
Okay.
in a price point which really appeases to this segment.
Yeah.
And this particular project, we are looking at on an average around 1,600 dirhams per square foot.
Yeah.
And a one bedroom of around 850 square foot would be starting around 1.3 million.
Okay.
A two bedroom of 1250 square foot would be starting around 1.85 million. Again, these are price points which are very much accessible. At the same time, they're getting the luxurious aspects which probably a five-star has. And that is where we want to focus. And also for the investors, it is very important to look at the ROI numbers and all. And payment plan is extremely important.
Yes.
So we are doing a 60-40 payment plan.
Okay.
60% during construction and 40% on handover. And even being a new developer in the market, we are doing almost 25% linked to construction.
Oh, wow.
We're so confident of the product and we're so confident of the construction contractor whom we've already empaneled that we are doing a 25% linked to construction, and these payments will only be invoiced if the construction is progressing.
Nice. We don't see developers around nowadays giving construction linked payment plans, except for one.
Yeah.
You've already been a part of that.
Yes.
So that's very nice because no construction, basically no payments for investors or prospective homeowners.
Absolutely.
I think we still miss the aspect of the service charge.
Yes, service charges. So as I told you, the reason why we wanted to do branded and furnished and not serviced is because we wanted to keep the service charge in check.
Yes.
Service charges, low service charges ensure that you have higher rental yield.
Yes.
So the service charges of this building will be at par with any other residential tower in this area.
Okay.
Which is around 16 to 17 dirhams, including the chiller fees. But at the same time, you're getting the luxury what you want.
100%.
And that is why this particular tower is going to stand out in terms of the rental yields.
You know what? I am really at my wit's end trying to process all that I've heard from you. We are looking at the wellness aspect. We're looking at lifestyle with cigar lounges, ladies' libraries, everything branded, furnished, that ceiling height. Now, given that we've seen almost a doubling of construction cost, okay, post-pandemic reset, we've seen land prices at least triple over this period of time, okay, and the contractor crisis, yes. How is it that you're managing to deliver all of this at this price point? I am honestly at the loss of words and I cannot come up with an answer. So why don't you tell us what is the magic here?
Tarun, listen, we've learned from the best.
Yes.
I've had the luxury of being around some amazing souls, my connections, my friends.
Okay.
And even you would agree on that. When we looked at the need of the hour is affordable luxury.
Yes.
You have to get that into the market. Now, there are two ways of looking at things. You want to start, you want to just develop at 3,000 dirham per square foot, and possibly you cannot do much beyond that. Or you want to develop in a segment which continues to grow.
Okay.
We've taken a conscious call on targeting the affordable luxury segment, and you will see multiple projects from my side, from our side,
Okay.
coming in this price range. Yes, are we taking a hit at what we could make? Definitely yes.
Okay.
But are we going to let the customers gain that value? Yes. And why are we doing it? Because we are in here for long term. And as I said, after working for a company like Emaar for over 7 years, if you are not able to create value, then we shouldn't be doing this.
No, I totally get it.
And are all of these things possible in these price points? Definitely yes. You just need to have a vision
Okay.
and a long-term approach, and we are in here for the long term. And definitely, this project, the investors are going to get a lot of value around it.
Perfect. So, and I think, we were having a bit of a discussion before we actually started this podcast. You remember we spoke about the gap that exists in the market where 800 to 1200 today only accounts for 15.6% of the total inventory coming up. Okay. And how the segment that you've chosen, the affordable luxury segment, where we're looking at a price point of 12 to 1800 dirhams per square foot.
Correct.
Which represents 35.6% of all the transactions over the last 2 years. So you are actually giving people a product which has the potential to go up to 2500 dirhams per square foot, let's just put it that way, but they are paying only 1600 dirhams per square foot.
Yes.
And that too on a construction linked payment plan where over the next 3 years they only pay 60%.
Correct.
I mean, this is actually too good to be true. We have the Experience Academy where we do a lot of, due diligence on the market. Okay. And our research from the Experience Academy tells us that this particular area that you've chosen, educated buyers and investors sometimes stay clear of this area because of the buy to flip phenomena which is there in this particular area, because it's a growing area, let's put it that way. And sometimes developers, they spoil you by giving you easy payment plans, to encourage you to buy whilst you do not have the means to sustain it. So what have you done to ensure that such speculative buying or that buy to flip phenomena is not there where, as a part of this development?
So I come from a school of Emaar, right?
Okay.
I truly believe that this entire buying and flipping in 2 to 3 months is not right, because there's no gains to be made in any real estate investment in just 6 to 12 months.
Sure.
In an off-plan property, in my opinion, you get the best gains on handover.
On handover.
On handover. Before you pay the handover installment, once you pay the 60%, that is where you get the real appreciation. And hence, we are following in my project as well. I'm going to continue what we did in Emaar, where we're going to have a 30% resale clause.
Okay.
Just to tell the customers that many people might tell you can buy and flip in the next couple of months with a 20% appreciation.
Yes.
Which is not true in the market. So we have to be wary of the fact that the customers are also aware of what's happening in the market.
Okay.
In my opinion, the real appreciation which you can see in this project is when the project gets ready and when people look at the amenities, the interiors, the ceiling heights, and or whatever we've delivered in the project. And hence, this 30% resale clause is a must to ensure that the speculative buyers are not a part of the project. We're not against them, but we also have to be true to the investors who are investing with us.
Okay.
With a belief or with a guarantee that the project is going to grow, and that is only going to happen if the speculators are not in the project.
Not there. Perfect. And also, I think it's a bit aggressive upfront, the payment plan. So you pay 30% probably in 1 year. Yeah. So I think that will also keep the speculators at bay. So if you're paying 30% during the first year, That I think is a checkpoint on its own that such speculative buying will not be a part of this project.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That is one point. We don't want speculators to be buying in the project. You will see a lot of projects where you have only 10% in the first 1 year.
Yes.
And then 20% in the next 1 year.
Yes.
But then what turns out is there is no construction on the ground for 2 years. I firmly believe that the product and at this price point is going to gain good sales space, and we want to start construction Q1 next year.
Okay.
And we are looking at delivering within 2.5 years of starting the construction. And hence, if you look at not only our project, any project which has around 30% in the first 1 year and a strong sales space, you're gonna see a lot of construction progress on the ground.
Yes.
That gives investors confidence that yes, they bought in the right place and the developer has the right intentions.
Okay. And since you mentioned about construction, do you have a contractor on board for this project, or you gonna follow the same route of announcing the project, getting things off the ground, and then announcing the contractor? So what have you done on this front, which is different?
This is probably the one thing which would stand out.
Okay.
And what we did is, yes, you were absolutely right. There are a lot of developments where the construction contract is not awarded even 6 months after the sales start.
Yes.
What we've decided is we will have the contractor on board even before we do the sales. So we have new system engineering as our construction partner on the project. Have delivered over 130 projects.
Okay.
In the last 2 decades, and with the likes of DR, Emaar, and prominent developments they're doing right now. We have them on board. We already did a signing ceremony with them. And this gives not only us, but investors a lot of confidence
Yes.
that the construction is going to start pretty soon.
Yes.
And the delivery is going to be before the actual time what we're giving. We are saying Q4 2028, but I'm very confident with what's happening with the construction contractor. Already, we can start construction in Q1.
Okay.
So we're going to deliver much before time.
Perfect. So look, we have everything aligning here. We have a splendid concept. We have layouts which are class leading. We have a brand on board. And the best part, we even have a contractor who's of a good pedigree executing this project. Now, this brings me to the other aspect, which is the aspect of capital appreciation and rental yields. Now, again, our Experience Academy research and analysis tells us that you have technically priced this project at the least 40 to 50% lower than contemporary competition in the area. Okay, which brings us to the aspect of what is it that you see these properties transacting at on handover?
So I firmly believe that Arjan is going to become the new epicenter of Dubai. And if you look at what's happening around Arjan, if you look at Dubai Hills Estate, it's a master community which is 5 minutes to Arjan. The prices have already clocked 3,000 dirham per square foot.
Yes.
The ready units in Arjan are trading around 22 to 23 dirham per square foot.
Yeah.
Now that itself gives you a lot of confidence that when you start at 1,600, even at the current market, you're looking at least 30 to 50% appreciation on the overall price. So if you're looking at an investor's point of view, if you pay 60% till handover, you're looking at an ROI of upwards of around 120, 130%. Now, also, if you look at the rentability point of view, Arjan stands out in the entire Dubai, where the rental yields are upwards of 8 to 9%.
Yes.
As compared to a Dubai average of between 5 to 6%. Now, that is because the price points are very attractive, but the rents are as close as, if I may say, very close to the rents of Dubai Hills Estate.
Yes.
But you're buying in at a 70 to 80% lower price point. At 1,600 vis-a-vis 3,000 dirham per square foot. But the rents are as close as almost for a 1 bed around 120,000, for a 2 bed around 150,000. So that gives you the confidence that the rental yields are highest in the market. And the appreciation point of view, as I earlier said, you're easily looking at a 2,500 dirham per square foot price point by handover.
And I think our research also aligns with what you're saying, because if I look at 1 bedrooms in Arjan today, You have one bedroom transacting at around 2.3 to 2.5 million dirhams. Okay. Pretty similar to the size that you have mentioned or that you have on board, but without the aspect of the brand, without all the bells and whistles that we've been going gaga over. Yeah. And I would say that, let's say, what you are saying actually is a disaster case scenario. Because let's say on handover in 3 years, if you're looking at this property selling at 2.3 million dirhams also, then you are making a profit of around 1.14 million. And what you have expended from your pocket is pretty much what? 861,000 dirhams. So you're looking at a ROE of around 167%. Similarly, if I look at the two beds, then two beds in this area today are transacting at anywhere between 3.5 to 3.6 million. Vincitore, Palacio, these are the prices. And if I see all the upcoming off-plan launches, like Butterfly Tower, again, Marquee One, the minimum off-plan price for a two-bed of a similar size is around 3 million dirhams. Minimum. That's the minimum, yeah? And again, they do not have everything that we discussed and we spoke about. Now, again, if this project of yours, even if we say that, come rain, come hail, come snow, the market comes to a grinding halt, there is no price appreciation. Still, this should sell at 3.5 million dirhams,
Right.
which is nothing short of a travesty actually. But let's say if it sells at 3.5, my outlay from my pocket towards this property, 60%, again comes to around 1.14 million. And I'm making a profit of around 2.4 million dirhams by buying this property, and my ROE again goes to 206%.
Yeah.
So no matter what way we look at it, this is something which will create immense value. Now, on this note, we've been seeing a market where apartments over the last 4 years post-pandemic have also been growing by 15%. So let's say if I were to incorporate, or say, let's say, we have a slow market, even if the prices appreciate by 10%, yeah, not 15%, not 18%, which we've been spoilt with seeing all these years. If the prices grow by 10%, then this two bedroom has all the potential to sell at 4.3 million. Yeah. And in that case, my ROE will be around 360%, which is a possibility. Yes, given
No,
what you mentioned.
absolutely, because the aspect of branded residence,
Yes.
the aspect of wellness, the aspect of the luxury you're bringing to the tower,
Yes.
it is unseen and unheard in the area of Arjan.
True.
The numbers you said are quite possible, and probably that is what we're looking at. But I'm a conservative person. I want to tell a number to my investors and always ensure that they get higher than that.
No, for sure.
And even in the, as you said, the disaster case scenario, you're looking at 2,500 dirham per square foot onwards. And
Certainly.
that itself is an ROE of upwards of 120, 130%.
Yeah, but like again, these are the prices today.
Absolutely.
For properties which are not even close to what we've been speaking about.
Right.
So I would say that an 864,000 dirham outlay for a one bed, which has the potential to go up to 3 million, whereby my ROE can be around again 206%, is a possibility. Yeah. Given whatever is happening around this area. Now coming to the rental prospect. Now, when we look at the rental prospect, again, the trend in this area for one bedrooms, we've seen rentals touch 150,000 dirhams. Again, not remotely similar to what we've been discussing. And rentals for two bedrooms, we've seen around 209, 200,000, 190,000 for a two bed, which is smaller in size, does not have that ceiling height, does not come furnished. So what is your take on the rental yields? Because if, as I see it today, even if I go and buy a ready property in Arjan today, I will get a yield of around 8 to 9%. Now, we've seen that off-plan projects, which are giving people yield of 10 to 15%, nowhere similar to this. Do you see Arthouse giving you those kind of yields of 10 to 15%?
So when we envision the project at these price points and luxury, what we are giving, as I spoke during the capital appreciation point,
Yes.
again the rents are going to be unheard and unseen of.
Okay.
For a very long time in Dubai, off-plan markets, off-plan sales, we've not been seeing more than 5 to 6%. But we wanted our investors to look at upwards of 19%.
Okay.
So that is what again makes the tower stand out. And again, there is no limit to where the branded and the furnished residences can take the rent to. But
Okay.
even if you're looking at the current rentals of non-branded and non-furnished at the price points we are launching, you're already at 8 to 9%. And if you look at the capacity of how much the unit can get the rent for, you're looking at probably upwards of 9 to 10%, and that is what makes the tower special.
I mean, if I do the math now, like that 209,000 dirham rental for a two bed, which is costing me 1.8 million dirhams, I'm
1.9.
already 1.9 million dirhams. I mean, even if I factor the DLD, which is around 72,000
Correct.
dirhams here,
Yeah.
even then I'm looking at a yield of 11%.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Where I have not factored the brand, the lifestyle. If I factor all of that in and I say I rent my apartment only 10% above this, then we are looking at a yield of almost 16% over a long term. And we're not even looking at the short term prospect, which I know is splendid in the area of Arjan, given the connectivity, given the proximity. And as you mentioned, that this is the epicenter, one of the epicenters in the future. So can we look at a short-term yield of around 15 to 19% here?
No, no, absolutely. If you look at the one-bedroom rentals with very limited availability in this area, and there's a lot of need for short-term rental in this area, and that is why the furnished and the brand residences is going to help push the short-term prices up. Even today, a one-bedroom is going at around 700 dirhams per night,
Yes,
and a two-bedroom around 1,200 dirhams per night.
10%.
If you look at these numbers, even with an occupancy rate of around 60 to 70%, the rental yields are in the range of what you mentioned. But ideally, if you ask me, I would look at the long-term aspect more.
More. Okay.
And even in the long-term aspect, rental yields of upwards of 10% are absolutely magnificent.
Perfect. Now, which brings me again to the short-term yields, okay? I have done some due diligence on the brand Arthouse. So it's from Manhattan, and they are an institution which is steeped in history, because for you to be operating a hotel out of a building which is from the 18th century, it does take some amount of cloud to be operating out of there. Now, I was reading and I came across this term Pied à terre, okay, which means a short stay. Now, Arjan being in close proximity to the existing Dubai and also equidistant to the upcoming Dubai, very close by to the existing tourism hubs like Dubai Marina, Palm Jumeirah, JBR, what do you think is the prospect of short-term rentals in the future for this location, given that we are seeing tourism in Dubai explode, where we know 30 million tourists are expected by 2030. By 2033, we will be probably in the top three most visited places in the world. So do you see Arjan, leading the charge on short-term rentals given this unique location?
No, absolutely. It goes both ways. If you look at 30 million tourists landing in the Al Maktoum airport by 2033, you want to be in a place where you are not very far off to the airport, but also closer to the established areas. So that is what makes Arjan a very special area. And in terms of short-term rentability, it is going to just rocket. Uh, because of the airport being shifted to Dubai South, the entire need of short term in Arjan is going to go up. And that's why the numbers we spoke about, a one bed being at 700 dirhams, is going to probably double in the next 6 to 7 years' time. And hence, the short term yields are going to go off the roof. At the same time, 200,000 jobs are being created in the Al Maktoum airport.
Okay.
200,000 homes are needed close to the airport. This is 20 minutes to the airport, under 2 million price tag. You're bang there. This is what the residents also want, and this is what they need. So the tower answers both the residents as well as the investors with short-term needs.
Okay, perfect. So you've summed it up very nicely. And I think that gives a lot of perspective to the location and to the aspect of short-term rentals. Since you've had a past experience with one of the fastest growing brand in the realm of real estate in the form of Emaar, I'm sure you had access to information which is not commonly available. how much do you think as a city we are ready to accommodate the 2x population which the Vision 2040 envisions, and doubling of the economy, which also means doubling of the tourism by 2033? So how ready do you think we as a city are on that front?
Now, if you look at the infrastructure of Dubai and the rate at which it's growing, it's unbelievable. You have to give it to the visionary leadership. Uh, I was just going along the Al Khail road, and suddenly next day I look at the new flyover. Okay, it is not possible in any part of the world for the infrastructure to be growing at this pace. Okay, an airport which is going to be 5 times the size of the current airport.
Yes.
Uh, you have to have a vision to build it, and it's a 70 square kilometer development.
Yes.
The airport itself. So by in the next 6 to 7 years, we are going to build the world's largest airport. The infrastructure is growing at a rapid pace. The roads and the accommodations are being built. The economy is being driven not only by real estate but so many other aspects. So many small and middle class enterprises are moving to Dubai.
Yes.
Because of better healthcare, better infrastructure, security, which is something unseen and unheard of anywhere in the world. People are moving in here with their families, with their enterprises, and the economy is booming.
Yes.
And that is what makes Dubai completely agnostic of geopolitical situations outside of Dubai. And in my opinion, the leadership is so visionary that we are absolutely ready for the growth of the population. And that is why, if you look at the supply, in 2029 to 2032, the number of people actually moving to Dubai. So just to give you a number. So last year, 60,000 families moved to Dubai.
Yes.
And the number of families moving to Dubai is only going to increase by around 10 to 20% every year. You need 100 to 120,000 homes to be delivered every year, starting from 2030, and that is where Dubai is. This is the need in 2030.
Okay.
But this is already planned from last year. So if you see the surge of the pre-launches happening in Dubai, the off-plan launches, we are targeting 100 to 120,000 homes to be delivered every year to meet the demand.
Okay.
And that is ensuring the prices are steadily increasing in Dubai, and in probably all aspects, the growth of the ports, the growth of the roads, and the infrastructure is absolutely magnificent. We need to give it to our vision leadership.
I mean, I totally agree with you, and you've been spot on with whatever you've said. Like we have a city which is in the overdrive mode. We are building to accommodate our future growth, which is stemming from Vision 2040 and D2033 economic agenda. But at the same time, we have a lot of agencies, who are predicting, a correction. And this correction, as per them, will not be in lieu of where our economy is, where we see a fairly diversified economy. If we look at our GDP, we have multiple sectors which are contributing 10% and above. So we're not reliant on real estate as such, which is a big myth because real estate contribution is only 7% to our GDP.
Correct.
Construction and real estate together is 13%. But still, we have these agencies who are only looking at the upcoming supply. And in lieu of this supply, they are projecting that prices in Dubai will correct. Now, what is your take on this?
If you look at the Dubai real estate market on a whole, you just cannot term it as one entire market. There are multiple sub-markets. As you said, there is a 1200 to 1800 market.
Yes.
There's a 1800 to 3000 market. There's a 3000 plus market. Today, as we speak, 60,000 homes are needed around the Dubai International Airport, the Mal Maktoum Airport,
Yes.
in the next 4 to 5 years. I mean, this is over and above what is already in pipeline to construct. There might be a correction if you look at some pockets where the prices have rapidly doubled or tripled.
Okay.
But that particular correction is limited to the micro market.
Okay.
If you look at the bread and butter of real estate, not only in Dubai but across the world, which is in the segment where there are 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, there is still a massive shortage.
Okay.
Now that brings back to the point of why we chose this segment.
Yes.
And in my opinion and all the research, this particular segment is not going to slow down. As I said, 90% of the expat population, they don't own a home. 90% of the expat population itself is around 600,000 people, families, not individuals, families still looking to own a home. So that is the kind of demand which is there inside Dubai,
Okay.
let alone outside of Dubai. So in my opinion, there are micro markets where there will be corrections. That is because maybe they grew too fast, but they're gonna stabilize. There's an equilibrium in every micro market.
Okay.
And but these micro markets, which is sub 3,000 dirham per square foot, are very stable. There is enough demand for the supply coming. The growth of population also shows the same thing. If you look at the growth of population, it is in line with the supply coming in the next 5 years. So majority of the micro markets, in my opinion, are going to be absolutely fine.
Okay.
Some correction in some micro markets is good because it will also help people to invest more in those micro markets who've been waiting, because somebody has seen the price grow 3x. They want to wait. Maybe they are actually waiting for a small correction because they want to buy a seafront home, but it grow by 3x, so maybe they're holding on to it. But again, on an overall aspect, probably the real estate market of Dubai is going to continue the way it is in the next few years.
I'm with you on that same page. Like you mentioned that, 90% of the expats today in Dubai are not homeowners. And we've seen this trend that, like over the last 4 years, the prices have in Dubai have grown up by 61%. But people's salaries have not increased on that level. So affordability and that segment of 1800 to 2500 and 1200 to 1800, which is the uncatered or where the supply is limited but the demand is exorbitant. So it will flourish in the near and the foreseeable future. Now, another important aspect that we have been looking at, and we've had a lot of, our clients reaching out to us for us to shed light on this aspect, where they say that, like they've seen it in the past, in the Dubai of 2008, okay, where people were saying it's only going to go from strength to strength, but then we, hit a major blip. Then again, the same thing happened in 2020, yeah. We'd already been in a slowdown past 2015 and 2020, it just hit the roof. Now, how different do you see the Dubai of 2025 compared to the Dubai of 2015 and 2008? What do you think has changed during this time?
The one answer to this question is the number of retail investors. Whenever you've seen the cycle go down in the past, you talk 2008 or 2014 or 2020, you need to check two things: the number of retail investors and the average ticket size per investor.
Okay.
Today, Dubai is no more a place where somebody is just coming and investing in billions. Today, the average ticket size in Dubai is around 2 million dirhams,
Yes.
which is very good and very stable. So when you're looking at 120,000 units being sold every year in off-plan property,
Yes.
over 100,000 customers have bought these units.
Yes.
100,000 customers are looking at Dubai as a place where they want to move in the future, where they want to basically get rental yield in the future. Now, these are not the bulk buyers. I think the biggest movement which happened in Dubai, or the change from last 10 to 12 years, is the movement from bulk purchases to retail buyers.
Okay.
When a city is flourishing on retail purchase, you will never see a slump like 2014, 2008, because retail investors are here for long term. And just for you, give an example, if 10 people are managing 100 properties, vis-a-vis 100 people are managing 100 properties, even if there is a slight slump in the market, even if there is panic in the market, 5 people might pull out the properties. There's still 95% of the people that
Are they vested?
So this is the biggest change I've seen in Dubai real estate market. Retail investors are buying in Dubai. They want to move to Dubai in the future, which is a very positive sign. And in my opinion, I don't think, contrary to what you're saying, the other agencies are saying, this is nothing like before. Post-COVID, Dubai is in a completely different growth curve. And these retail investors and the number of families moving per year should give us a lot of confidence in the future.
Perfect. I mean, again, you've hit the nail on the head. When we see household formation in Dubai, I mean, 2024, at the start of 2024, we were on 711,000 households. We closed 2024 with 771. So that's a 7.8% increase in households alone. And again, the robust proxy for household formation is school enrollment, which has been going through the roof, 18% over the last 3 years. So all of this is amazing. Like we see that a city in overdrive mode where we're building to accommodate our future growth. Now, with all of this comes another question. Okay. Now, if Dubai real estate market is so good, okay, and we've had a 61% price increase over the last 4 years. What do you see the prices in Dubai over the next, or rather, where do you see the prices in the next 5 years? Given that today, if I invest $1 million in Dubai, I can get 986 odd square foot of prime real estate. Now, similar amount of money invested in a city like Hong Kong, you know, will get me only 230 square foot. If I invest the same amount in Singapore, I will get around 375 square foot. So do you see Dubai reach the same levels of Singapore or Hong Kong in the next 5 years, given the momentum, given the demographic, and given demand, which is backing this market? What do you think will be the price points in Dubai in the next 5 years?
You've actually answered in your question itself. Like if you compare prime real estate of major metropolitans across the world, Dubai is still probably 30-40% of what the prime real estate in New York would cost.
Yes.
Leave New York, probably even as compared to Bombay. And as you look at Nepean Sea Road, you're looking at price points which are possibly double to what Dubai downtown is today. So Dubai being a young city, there is so much more potential. The price points are still very low. That is why you are seeing the rich of the world move to Dubai.
They find value.
They find value here, and also taxations.
Yes.
Across the world, there are a lot of people moving here because of the taxation issues. And all of these things only point towards the growth of real estate. Now, it's very difficult to tell in 5 years would Dubai reach Hong Kong. But in my opinion, the real estate value in Dubai is still so affordable and valuable. There is so much space for growth. Possibly in the next 5 to 10 years, we might beat Hong Kong, we might beat New York. Because if I speak to anybody across the world, and I ask them, which is that one place where do you want to settle in the future? Earlier, people used to say Paris, London, Miami, Monaco, Monte Carlo. Now everybody says Dubai.
Yes, everybody says Dubai.
I was in Japan recently. They want to come to Dubai. They want to invest here. Chinese, Indians, all the Southeast Asian countries. When I spoke to some Australians, from people from Indonesia. So Dubai just is in that perfect hotspot. Everybody wants to invest and move to Dubai. That gives me a lot of confidence. It is just not about investment. People are thinking about moving to Dubai.
Yes.
And that is why I don't think this real estate market is going to slow down anytime in the future.
Again, very nicely summed up. And we actually understand that, yes, there is potential because there's a fairly priced market. What we can get in Dubai, if we compare it to cities like New York, I was seeing a documentary, okay, on BBC, and they were comparing where they were taking you around a penthouse, okay, in New York City. Now, this penthouse is 12,700 square foot. The price of the penthouse, I mean, it's mind-blowing. It's $143 million. So if you do the maths, you're looking at $48,000 per square foot.
Wow.
For that penthouse. And if I say that, okay, that's Manhattan. We've had project launches here. I think you launched some of them in our downtown, where the price per square foot was what?
Nothing. I think per square meter, you're looking at around 9,000.
Yes.
$9,000, yeah.
So it's like peanuts compared to New York.
Absolutely.
So there is room to grow. And with the demand converging, I think we both concur that we can reach there.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Now, another very interesting question, which my clients often throw at me. Okay, I have a lot of clients who are into bullion trading, gold. Okay, now they've made a lot of money because of the surge and the run that gold has had. Yeah, and at the same time, when they see the stock market, which was their go-to again, not performing that well. We've seen that most of the indexes are in red nowadays. Do you think, in the midst of all of this, anyone who wants to encash from their gold rush that they've had and the money they've made on by investing in gold, do you think that real estate is the next opportunity that these guys will realistically look at?
No, no, absolutely. If you look at what's happening in the gold and the silver market, the gains made by investors there, and even the crypto market, I think the cycle is coming to an end very soon. All the returns what investors have made, they're looking to diversify in real estate, and nothing but than Dubai real estate. If you look at where do you get these kind of returns and this kind of rental yield, and also diversification has become a major reason for a lot of investors who are not seeing Dubai as an investment opportunity are now investing in real estate. Because, I mean, you see last 5-6 years, you're getting a stable yield.
Yes.
You're looking at a stable appreciation, and which no other real estate market in the world is giving. So even for alternate diversification investment and for all the returns people made from bullion trading and crypto trading, Dubai real estate is the right choice.
And it's a good hedge against everything else that is happening around us.
Absolutely.
So you give it your stamp of approval that yes, real estate is the best hedge given the volatility and the uncertainty that we have in the market today.
Absolutely. If you look at if you talk to the owners of in Dubai itself, a lot of owners who are into the gold trade and all, they are looking at real estate as heavy investment for the next 1 year.
We've discussed a lot. Now, I also want to, just get your point of view on what do you think in the next 5 years are going to be the trends, and these trends will shape the future of Dubai real estate market. So if you could just highlight a few trends that are relevant and will be a force to be reckoned with in the future.
So what do you think was the trend in Dubai for the last 5 years? Luxury?
Yes.
Yeah. The luxury market has seen unprecedented gains.
Yes.
As I earlier said, probably the next few years in Dubai, there would be a lot of need for affordable luxury and for affordable housing.
Yes.
It goes back to our point of the number of residents who are looking to buy a home.
Yes.
And goes back to our point about the new Al Maktoum airport generating so many jobs.
Yes.
There is a massive need of affordable luxury and luxury. So the trend, in my opinion, is going to be sub 2 to 3 million dirham homes.
Okay.
In the affordable range, but we cannot cut out on the luxury element because Dubai has already become the luxury capital.
It's synonymous with lifestyle.
Absolutely. So I think the trend has been shifting from luxury to affordable luxury and affordability. And you will see this word affordable luxury. You will hear this word affordable luxury a lot of times in the next few years.
Okay, so in your opinion, affordable luxury is one of the trends that will be a thing of the future, yeah?
Absolutely.
Besides this, do you see anything else that will be relevant in the future? Maybe I was thinking, on the lines of sustainability, yeah? And I think with your project, you've already covered one element, which is wellness. And do you see sustainability also play a major role in the future?
No, absolutely. I think there's going to be a lot of research going on even on the construction side because that is where a lot of sustainability comes in as well.
Yes.
Green housing, sustainable housing, the wellness element, all of this is taking shape. And there's going to be a lot of emphasis by many developers going on wellness, on sustainability going forward.
Yes.
And these things will catch up.
Because we're already seeing it. If you look at the commercial market, and if you look at the certified buildings, you look at their occupancy rates and you look at their yields, they're a stark contrast to the non-certified buildings. So you think that this will be, a trend in the future that can affect value?
Absolutely. This is going to create value and also add value.
Perfect.
In terms of differentiation, and you're also contributing to the environment. Also, the growth of AI. We talk a lot about AI.
Yeah, I was coming to that. That was my actually next question, but you've said it. So
we talk about so many things happening on the AI side. See, home automation is something which now goes without saying. we've not touched upon this point, but
Yes.
all the homes in Arthouses Arjan are also going to be
Automated.
automated.
Wow.
It is extremely important. Home automation goes hand in hand with sustainability.
Yes, it does.
It does, because the way you can optimize on your electricity and your air conditioning, it has a big impact on sustainability.
Definitely.
And that is what makes future, the home automation itself is going to grow so much, and AI can help it grow so much in terms of security systems, in terms of your parking. Everything can be controlled by AI, and I believe in the next 4 to 5 years, you're going to see a lot of homes using a lot of AI inside the real estate developments, and the sustainability element in the construction.
Perfect. Great. So I think that was amazing, like these trends, and I'm sure it'll give our audience also ideas about what is it that they should be looking at investing in the futures, and the trends are important. Now, since you've changed roles and you've donned the garb of a developer now, what, in your opinion, are the challenges that developers today in Dubai are encountering?
I think the biggest challenge any developer would encounter is construction. Uh, the prices have gone up, and quality contractors
Hard to come by.
are hard to come by, and even the guys who are there are completely booked. So, and you have to deliver quality. The image of our city is quality construction
Yes.
and luxury. So we have to maintain that quality, and this is going to become, or is already, in my opinion, the biggest challenge. And that is why we had to negotiate with the contractor even before we launch, because we didn't want to get into that hurdle after launch, because we promise certain kind of luxury, we promise the amenities without consulting with the contractor, and tomorrow the contractor on board, if he's not able to deliver, it affects the reputation. So I think construction contractor is going to be one of the biggest challenges in the market. And also developers need to think about value creation. If you don't create value, you will not be able to be here for long term. And these two things are, in my opinion, the most important things which every developer is already taking care of, who's thinking long term. And even the new developers, they are very focused on this.
Okay. That was amazing, inspiring, and eye opening. I feel my confidence in Dubai real estate market is galvanized, and I'm certain with the doyen of the industry who's contributed so much to this field, Mr. Santosh gracing us with his presence, I feel that some of the confidence has rubbed off on our investors and all our viewers as well, that Dubai real estate market today is fairly priced and is a value proposition. And I, at this stage, would want to say a big thank you to you, Mr. Santosh, because you took time out of your chock-a-block schedule and you came here. You took us through, your journey, and then, the amazing project that you're coming up with. I want to wish you all the best in this new role that you have embarked on in your life. And I hope that this is the catalyst of more abundance in your life. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Tarun. Thank you for inviting me here. Thank you.
Mention not, sir. So, on that note, I would like to say sayonara. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel to show the love.